What's up, Mansion Builders? In this episode, I want to talk to you about the two different types of marketing that we go through building your assisted living mansion. So we're going to break down when to start it, how to do it, and what they both are. The first one we start with is marketing for investors. This is something you can start immediately. You don't have to wait for construction to start. You don't have to find the perfect piece of property. You should actually start day one marketing for investors. So let's talk about what that means. And you don't have a business yet, right? No one's following your business. You have a person, it's you. That's your personal brand. And that's what we want to start marketing, is sharing your story, documenting your journey, and showing here is my personal brand. And here's what's important to me that I want to express to people as I am trying to find the right people so that I can raise money. So some of the things that I think are super important as you are branding yourself, you should be known as the expert. What kind of experience do you have, right? As you are going and sharing what you're doing, sharing your story, put things in a context that shows your experience. If you have real estate experience and you've done a bunch of deals or you've done construction, then come at it from that perspective. I've done deals similar to this, and this is me building my experience and my journey, and this is my next step, right? Or if you're great at caring for people, you've been a nurse, you've taken care of your own mom or dad or grandparent at the end of life, and you've experienced the horribleness that is out there of all the other big facilities, then share that and show, here is my expertise. I have these great assets to be able to impart. And it might not be directly one-to-one as far as this for that, right? But I can take the principles and the experience that I have and I'm able to show it and do it in this way. And really, you're saying, here's my vision. I see a problem in the marketplace and I have an opportunity here. I have a solution for this, right? If no one wants to be in the big smelly facilities anymore post-COVID, and no one really wants to be in the dinky little RALs because they can't provide the luxury level of care that you need, let me show, here is my opportunity. This is what I'm gonna do. This is my background and how I'm able to translate that and make it look like this and do a project like this. I think you also really wanna come across with heart and genuineness to care for people. That's really going along with the opportunity, right? The marketplace is showing that nobody wants to be in the big corporate facilities because they get bad care, right? That's part of the problem. That's part of the negative association to that. So if you can share, hey, here's my heart, here's my experience, here's the personal why that I had, right? I took care of my own mom. I placed my grandma. I saw how bad it was. I want to make a difference. And honestly, I think it's better to attract potential investors with heart than with money, right? Than with numbers. I don't think it's best, it doesn't come across best to start sharing like the ROI and the numbers and all that kind of stuff. People know that you can make great money in this industry, especially if you start sharing that you're gonna be building a luxury memory care mansion, right? They're really gonna be intrigued by that, and it kind of shows like, oh, there's some great potential here for returns. But if you can come at it from the perspective of, let's share the heart, here's my why, right? People wanna believe in you. People wanna make a difference, especially for investors, right? They are doing their day job, they're doing their 9 to 5, making their money, and they're looking for a passive place for that. And you know what? Everyone wants to invest with a purpose. They want to know that their money not only is making a great return, but it's also making a great impact in their community. And most people honestly don't have the time or the desire to actually go and do that themselves. So they'll feel attracted to you as like, oh, hey, you know what? I'm able to make a difference via Brett or via you, right? Through your passion. And by the way, I'm going to be making great cash on cash returns and it's backed by real estate. And there's all of this kind of other things that go into that. So I think it's actually a better way to play it, to come from the heart perspective and share that real personal journey of why you're doing this instead of coming from the numbers perspective. So as you're looking to raise money, bring on investors for your assisted living deal, in my personal experience, I have found most of our investors have been people that already know myself or know Laura. They're familiar with us. They're already following us on social media. They're a direct friend of a family, friend of a friend. They go to our gym, they go to our church. I've known them either directly or kind of loosely, but they're not a stranger to me. So I think from that perspective, it is easiest to start by just documenting your journey on social media. Some people are like, yeah, gung-ho, I'm gonna post every single day. I already post 6 times a day on TikTok, no big deal. And some people are like, I'm super uncomfortable with sharing my personal stuff and my goals and all that kind of stuff. If you need to raise money, you just got to get over it. This is a critical component to getting your deal done. You have to find an investor. They are not just going to walk up and knock on your door and be like, hey, Brett, I hear you have a home run deal and you're building some mansions. Can I get involved? They're not going to knock on your door. They don't know who you are or what you're doing if you are not sharing your journey. So the awesome part is that as you're going through this, there's a lot of different steps. And honestly, there's a lot of different opportunities to post, to share the steps, to share the sequence. Really, it's just documenting your story, your journey, right? The day one, right? Today, if you've made a commitment, I am going to build my mansion. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to, get financial freedom through this vehicle. Boom, then post that. That is content. People that are already following you want to hear that, hey, I've made this decision. And then why, right? Show the heart. Don't show the numbers. Come with the heart, right? What is it that made you want to do this? Because really, this is a business opportunity, right? We're taking care of people through the end of life. And it's less of a passive investment. We're not building this to rent on a triple net to some big corporate, right? That's more numbers based. What we are doing is heart based. So share that why, right? Come out right now. Here's what I'm doing and here's why I'm doing it, right? I want to make a difference. I want to take care of my family. I want to be here for my children and pick them up from school, and I want to have a legacy. All of these things. Start telling that story. And it's not a one-time thing. Honestly, I would say you should be posting 3 to 5 times a week. And so as you're going through this, there's so many different opportunities as you're getting into due diligence and market research and your secret shopping. You're going to the big smelly facilities. And I mean, I've literally posted like, this is disgusting, right? Look at this dirty long hallway and it's nasty. Like, I'm going to build better than this. And I got a whole bunch of comments and likes on that kind of stuff. You can post anything you like. Really just post something, right? If it sucks, then just delete it and take it down. But just post it, right? Don't be afraid that you're going to get like all sorts of hate. You can block those people, right? It's going to be just fine. Just get out there and post nearly every single day. If you are taking action on it, then post it, show it, because it is the people that know you, right? Not strangers, that are going to reach out to you. They're going to be like, hey, I didn't realize that you're doing this thing now, right? I knew that you had this type of experience in real estate or in nursing or in business, but now you're making this transition. What's going on with that? I would love to hear more, right? Like, everyone has a personal experience or personal story with death, with the end of life, with the big smelly facility or the dinky little REL, and usually some type of bad care. It is very obvious to the entire world that there is a problem in the market space. And if you can come out and say, hey, you know what? I see this problem. I have identified it. And by the way, I have this solution for it. It looks like this. It's a 16-bed mansion that provides all the care that the big smelly facilities do in a custom boutique style home, right? That's an awesome solution. Go out and share that, but don't do it one time. Do it one time per day, right? Like, share this every single day. That's really the whole point here. You're documenting your journey as you're going through and talking to the city. I mean, literally snap a photo of yourself, a selfie like on City Hall. I am here meeting with planning and zoning. We're doing this. Snap a photo with yourself in front of the fire engine when you go visit the fire marshal. When you're walking vacant land or you're looking at a building for a home conversion, snap all of that kind of stuff. Just do a selfie. Just walk through and say, hey, what do you think about this opportunity, right? Like, or you know what, here, this place is not my vision. I can do so much better than this. Or you know what, this is an inspiration for me. Here is some amazing care. You can post that stuff all the time because it's honestly, there's a lot of steps that going through this and you have to do all of these hoops and jump through it all. And people love the underdog. They want to root for people that don't have all of their stuff together because most people don't, right? They relate to you. They like you. They trust you. If you are a person of great character, they want to believe in you and cheer you on and talk about your journey. But if you don't document your journey, then no one is there to root for you. No one is there to tell their friends, tell the people at church, and spread the message that, hey, you're doing this. And by the way, you need investors, right? You want someone to come in the passive role on this journey. So it is a vitally, vitally important step that I think a lot of people with the heart to do this, they skip, right? People, for one reason or another, like, oh, they just kind of push it to the back burner. You can't move forward, right? You can't buy the property. You can't get to the actual deal if you have not done this marketing. And it's not necessarily quick. It's not like you're going to post this week and have investor meetings next week. It could happen, but honestly, it's probably not going to happen. You need to be posting for months, sharing the journey, Because once someone does hear what you are doing, the first thing they're gonna do is either look up your website if you have one yet, or go on your social. And then this is your personal brand. They're gonna be looking at that journey. They're not gonna be looking at your future assisted living yet. You don't even have social for that yet. So if they go on your social and they just see like your kids and here's your trip to Hawaii last summer and really nothing else, then they're like, well, I guess really they're not taking much action. They're not too serious about it. But if they're going and they look at your social and they see like, oh my gosh, like, look, here's them looking at vacant land. Here's them looking at this facility. Here's them, oh, they said they were looking about making an offer on this property, and this property is awesome. It's beautiful, right? And here's all this content for the last 3, 4, 5 months, just documenting, right? There's like 50 different things, or, however many there are. That says to them, oh, this person's serious. I'm now understanding what they're talking about, right? I can see that they're saying, hey, I'm not gonna do it like this, or it's not gonna be nursing home style. And I see this gorgeous piece of vacant land that they're walking through, and they're showing the trees and where the mansion's gonna be and all that kind of stuff. I now get it, right? Like, I think that's really cool. Let me reach out to them. Let's do coffee. I wanna hear about what this is. I have my money sitting in my retirement making 0.04%, cash on cash, right? Like, let's do something cool. Let's make a difference. Let's help people, right? So this is a vital step to this, and I would say literally start today. Start right now. You are listening to this podcast, right? You are making some progress. You are learning. Post it, share the show. I am inspired by Brett. I'm gonna build a mansion just like him. Throw up a picture of us, of a platinum. Put something, but take massive action and be consistent, even if you don't want to. I don't care if you don't want to. I don't want to, right? I'm here right now in the studio. I don't want to be here. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm still doing it. You still need to do it. All right, so let's talk about the second type of marketing. That's marketing to fill your beds. This starts earlier in your journey. You do not start this when you have your license, right? I've heard of people who spend 9 months trying to get their first resident because it occurred to them, oh, I guess I should start marketing when they get their license. That is ridiculous. Here's when you start. You start at least when you get your land or your building, right? At earliest. And that's if you're building new construction or doing a big remodel. If you're buying existing, well, then you just got to jump right in. But start super, super early. And once you have identified your land and your piece of property, then you know for sure, I'm in this city, I'm in this area, I can come up with a name for this thing. You can start marketing this thing. And this is where it transitions from personal brand into your business brand. Now you can come up with a name and you can create the website. So I would say on the very front side, kind of lay the foundation digitally speaking. So that's your website, that's your social media for your business, that's the Google My Business. At least start with those 3 things. And I would not put it in a sequence of events like I have to accomplish this before I get to the next part when we're talking about the strategic 20. It is nice if you have somewhere to point people when you are meeting people, but don't use this as an excuse to not take the action that you're uncomfortable with, right? The most important part is going to meet the people, to build the relationships. It doesn't necessarily matter if you have a business card or not, or a website or not. But in a sequence of events, it would make most logical sense. Like, hey, I'm making, offers on something. Let me start getting my website and stuff together. And I would say this, that it does not have to be perfect. You really just start with done. Get something up there, right? Like, no one's even looking at it yet. This doesn't matter. You can still use the stock photos. You're gonna change that stuff out later. But get something going. That way, when you are talking to people, you're meeting with people, at least they know, hey, here's the name and the address, and even write coming soon, right? When we started, we put our renderings on there of what our building's gonna be. And then as we were going through construction, we updated those photos. Here's construction photos. Here's what it's gonna look like. And then we changed it again once we had the building, right? We started with no testimonials. And then a few months after operating, started adding testimonials. We started with no real photos of our grandmas and grandpas because we didn't have any yet. We used stock photos. I hate stock photos, but it did not matter. I had to get something done. So start with done and then move to good as you are operating. You're getting new opportunities to take photos and things like that. And then it's always a work in progress. I still have this great vision for what I want Platinum Resorts website to be. It has not been there. It's been 5+ years, right? I am always improving, right? So just know that just start with something, get something done. Don't let that be an excuse to not take the next set of action we're talking about. Because really, I teach the strategic 20. This is something that Laura and our team have developed. We taught our managers and staff to go through and do this. And essentially, this is how we get all of our leads without paying any marketing dollars. So I personally don't spend any money on paid ads and things like that, so I'm not gonna talk about that. I do what I call the strategic 20, and it's essentially stealing the grandmas and grandpas from the big smelly facilities that are getting bad care, right? That is my whole marketing play. How do I get them to come over here? Because they're suffering over there, right? You have the big facilities, they got 60 beds. Hey, you know what? I'm building on 16s. They're gonna come in through the sales funnel. They're gonna go from independent to, lighter levels of assisted living, and then really decline one more time, and then get to me, right? End of life care and memory care. So as we are building these strategic relationships with people in the industry, and I'll call them industry experts, those people, they are meeting with all of these grandmas and grandpas. They're going every single week and touring and hitting, this rehab, this assisted living, this SNF, going to these multiple houses, meeting with them, the residents there, updating with the husband, the wife, the power of attorney, the son, the daughter, and saying, hey, you know what, we're modifying mom's care plan. And she just had this incident, right? Or she's now needs, more care, or her medications are changing, or now we're starting to see, wandering and behaviors. And when there is a change in the care plan, the natural thing for these hospice nurses, home health people, doctors, all these kind of people is to say, hey, you know what, here's our new care plan. And sometimes we need a change of location, right? I want to be that future location. That is our whole goal, is how do we build these strategic relationships with just a handful of people that are local in our community, that are experts in the industry, to have them know that we have the best building, the best care in our city, right? And on our phone, we track it every single week, right? We get 3+ new calls a week. We have about 2 tours per week of new leads coming in, and 1 person every single week adding to our wait list. And we spend $0 on marketing, right? This is what we call the strategic 20. So I have other videos explaining how to do it if you want to dive into it more. So let's put this strategy in some context and a timeline for you here. As you are going through finding your land, doing through construction, or maybe you're doing a remodel, you can start as early as possible, because you're literally just building friendships, right? You're meeting people, you're taking them to coffee. If you have your land, you're building it, you can start touring through them. It is no problem to tour while you're under construction. You can get hard hats if you want. This is what we have done while we're going through construction. I am not yet touring my future customers, my grandmas and grandpas or their daughter, right? I'm not touring them yet. I am focusing during this construction time of meeting the industry influence, right? The experts that are there. And there's people on the paid side and there's people on the referral side. So paid side, right? You have placement agents, people that you pay a fee to, 1 month rent or something like that. You have a contract with them. They for sure want to take your call. They for sure want to meet you, right? They want more income, that you are their income, right? So they are someone that you can reach out to first. You can meet them, you can tour them, and really just show them, here's the building and here's my vision. Sell them on your heart and the vision. People are buying care, and it comes with the room. It's so much easier to just sell care and sell heart and sell passion, right? It also comes with this room. And hopefully it's not ugly and horrible, right? But that's what they want, is they want someone to take care of their mom the way they are taking care of them. So even if you don't have a building that's done yet, it does not matter. You sell the heart, you sell the vision. So you're going to tour in these experts. Start with the people that are paid, because they are very much easy to get a hold of and they want to take your call. And then you work your way into the industry, networking with people, and you meet the referral people, the experts that work in the industry. They are not able to accept money for referral fees and stuff. These are home health people. These are hospice companies. There's doctors. There's other types of nurses. There's dentists. There's podiatrists. There's other assisted livings that may be feeders into you. There's independent livings. All sorts of different people and businesses that are really at the top of the funnel, and my niche is at the bottom of the funnel as far as end-of-life care. So everyone that is up here is going to slowly decline and go through all of these funnels. And as you get lower and lower in the funnel, right, it's more care and it's more cost. So I'm at the bottom of the funnel, and I want to know and meet with all of these people. And if you are like, hey, I have no idea where to meet them, they all are networking together. Some of the best strategies for meeting and breaking into these industries is literally just starting with Meetup. Look at meetup.com. Where are the meetings? And there's usually multiple every single month, and all the kind of network people are there. You'll have the insurance people there. You'll have the coaches and gurus there. You'll have the home health, the hospice there, all those kind of people. Hospice companies have people full-time for marketing. It is their job to be at all of these meetings. They're the ones that knock on all the assisted living's door and bring the little cups with pencils and candy and chips and all that kind of stuff, right? They're always trying to get new business. It is their job to network and know everyone. You should meet them. If you are brand new to this, trying to break in and meet whoever it is, start by meeting the hospice marketing people, because those people, it's their full-time job to meet everybody and network, right? Befriend them, take them to coffee, because you know what? They do also want to meet with you. As soon as you have a license, you're going to have grandmas and grandpas coming in. They're going to decline. They're going to move on to hospice services, right? They want to meet you. You have their future customers. It is their job to meet you. The same with home health. It's pretty much the same kind of system, right? They are there because you are going to have their customers. They want to meet you. So there's some of these people that are just like the talk of the town. They know everyone, right? They're the queen bee of the little like social club. Meet them, find out who they are, and then have them go and introduce you to everybody, right? And then you start touring all of those people. This is your job during construction on the early side through framing, maybe in a sheetrock. Tour these type of people, right? You're not trying to sign bed holds yet. You are trying to meet and network and share your heart and vision with everyone in the industry that goes to all the different facilities, right? This is how you steal those grandmas, because those people, you sell them and they go and they sell all the daughters and the POAs for you next time mom has a change in care plan and needs more care. Then as you're getting further into construction, then you kind of transition and you start touring the potential leads, the customers, the grandmas and grandpas, or their power of attorney, daughter, son, whatever it is. But usually I wait until kind of after sheetrock, around floors and paint. This kind of puts me maybe 2 months away from being done with construction, plus my licensure type. So I like to really start taking deposits between like 4 and 5 months away, right? Because honestly, most of these people, they have a problem. They're going to go somewhere. They're not going to stay at home and wait another like 4 to 5 months for you to get your license, and there might be delays too. So it's a fair chance that they're going to go into another facility, and by the time you get your license, they may choose, no, I don't want to move in there, right? So I don't like to start a year out on, collecting deposits and getting bed holds. So as you are getting, just a few months away, 3 to 5 months away, this is when you transition and you hopefully have built these relationships with the industry experts, right? It is your job to convince them to send leads to you, right? You are not going out and trying to meet all the old people in the city and say, hey, come tour. Your job is to meet the people who are already meeting them, who have the meeting every single week or month with the power of attorney and is updating care plans. Meet them. So now this is how you get the leads, because they are sending them over because you've done a great job selling your heart, your vision, what your building is going to be like. So as you are getting those referrals coming in, that's when you go and you start touring those potential customers, right? Those grandmas and grandpas. Tour them and their families through the building. This is when you can start signing those agreements and collecting a bed hold deposit. We collect several $1,000s that is, it can be refundable or non-refundable, whatever you choose, but we are holding that capital while we are still under construction, while we are going through licensure. And it's saying, hey, you know what? These beds are held for these people right here. And then honestly, once we get our license, or as we're approaching it, we send out a mass email to everyone like, hey, it is time to give your 30-day notice, because most times they're not at home. They're at another big smelly facility. Give your 30-day notice. And then it's just like this massive wave of grandmas that move in once you have your license. And it's like, oh crap, now the work really starts. So that is the play, right? If you are not getting the leads, the grandmas to come and tour, then go back one step. Continue to focus on meeting the experts in the industry and continue to tour them. You can tour them more than once. If you're coming during construction, then and make sure you invite them, all of those people, to your ribbon cutting, right? Have them come and see the building. For us, it is so different and unique in the marketplace. We have these gorgeous mansions, and nothing is like that in our area, right? They're all the big smelly facilities, and they're all beautiful, and they're 4 stories, and there's like 5 of them that have been built in the last couple of years, and they're huge, and they're owned by corporate, and they are known for the worst care in the entire city, and it's horrible. But that is what their expectations is. They don't know that there's this custom gorgeous mansion that's only built for 16 with a private chef, and we have all the care that you can get over that big smelly facility. So when they come in, they're like, oh, I get it now. This is a no-brainer. Okay, I got some people that I can send over your way. That's what you got to do, right? That is the marketing play here. This is how you spend $0 to be able to do this. So your goal to fill your beds, to build a wait list while you're under construction, is at least 50% occupancy, right? If you're building a 16 bed, I want you to write it down somewhere. My goal is to get at least 8 deposit checks on hold by the time I am open. if not almost all of them, right? We had almost all but like 2 rooms. So then we were full within a month or so once we got our license on Mesa on our last one. And we just used this strategy, right? There's nothing too complicated to it. It's just getting out, spending a little bit of time every single week, meeting the people. You're already going to be walking through the construction project anyways, right? Meet all the experts there, tour them through it, and share what is special about what you do.